But now Nietes has a sitting duck in front of him.
Yeah, and I think this is highly questionable for the California Commission, as Reveco has been allowed to come back in and fight at a moment when he was...
Isang Filipino boxer na talagang inaabangan ang kanyang dating mga laban ang magbabalik aksyon sa Dubai kontra sa isang veteranong fighter ng Dominican Republic. Ang Pinoy na 4 Division World Champion na si Donnie Ahas NIETES ay makipagsalpukan kay Norberto Jimenez. Ito ay para sa WBA Eliminator na ang mananalo ay maging mandatory challenger sa champion si Juan Francisco Estrada ng Mexico. Ito na ang pagkakataon na magbalik aksyon ang tubong Bacolod City, Philippines under sa kanyang panibagong promoter na Probilium. Kaya ngayon mga tol, panoorin muna natin ang isang napakagandang laban ni Nietes na talagang masabi nating isang demonstrasyon sa isang super grandmaster ng boxing kontra sa isa ring master na 2 Division World Champion. Ngunit bago yan, welcome mga tol dito sa ating video. Ang pag-click nyo sa subscribe at bell icon ay sapat na suporta na para sa ating munting channel. At ma-update kita sa mga bago nating uploads araw-araw. Ating balikan mga tol kung paano tinapos ni IBF World Flyweight Champion na si Donnie Nietes na may 41 wins, 1 loss, 4 draws at may 23 knockouts ang dating 2 Division World Champion, ang Argentinian na si Juan Carlos Reveco na may 39 wins, 4 losses at may 19 knockouts sa 7 rounds sa HBO World Championship Boxing sa Forum sa Englewood, California. Ito ay para sa hawak na belt ng Pinoy champion.
And he only does what he has to do.
Reveco is trying to get to the body with wide ringing shots.
Yeah, Nietes is definitely going to discipline Reveco every chance that he gets in the fighter meeting about how he can't get too. He's a very aggressive fighter. He has a high punch count, but he knows that.
Reveco sneaks in a right hand to the body. Nietes misses with the right upstairs.
That's a really good combination.
He also got some good rounds in with Brian Valoria, but fought a great fight. It was a great fight.
He's had a bit of a hard luck career.
Valoria, a popular fighter when he turned pro, an Olympian, an offensive fighter, a crowd pleaser, a good personality, but would have been an excellent fighter as he had.
But just enough to slip. He looks at what he wants, the veteran tactic and a veteran move.
So great, Andre, that you cited the subtlety of it. I was just getting ready to say.
Slipped the punch, he slipped and picked the punch with his very crafty guy.
These are the kinds of in the arena, but the opponent, when he watches Nietes do that, he's stuck with what I want to do.
Jim, my predecessor in this seat is like a really seasoned quarterback in the pocket. Look at that.
Well-chosen body shot by Nietes, while Reveco. And now Reveco comes back with a couple of body shots. But in the closing seconds of round 2, already by CompuBox count, Nietes is doubling Reveco in landed punches. Donnie Nietes' ring nickname is Ahas, the Tagalog.
No, I bring this metaphor up from time to time, or an analogy up, between boxing, the depth of his skill, Andre. The way he picks punches, the calmness in the pocket, the countering, the pacing. He is...
Nietes' case, he's had a lot more Pino champion in boxing history. That's for a reason.
The fact is, if you're a long-reigning belt holder, that makes title... Chances are you're going to have an off night.
Absolutely.
Chances are...
Consistency in this game is, making a lot of noise in the moment, and that's fine. But showing an extended period of time, that's the guy that gets me excited.
Well, and that's calendar 2017. But as his experiences with Srisaket Sorang Visai show, the field world of boxing, there's somebody out there who has your number. And you just never know when you're going to run into that guy. Chocolatito Gonzalez could never have really known before he first fought Srisaket Sorang Visai that this was the guy.
Particularly with pressure fighters in the lighter divisions, they tend to age very quickly once they hit about 30.
Which makes it interesting to...
live, but boy, I'll tell you, he's an excellent fighter. He punches real good in the middle of the ring. He keeps the fight where he wants it, His ring champion.
In a very specific way. He doesn't remind me of Andre as an overall fighter. In that respect, he's very much like Andre, I think.
He throws a lot of punches and he's aggressive. But you see Nietes, who's I think he realizes that right now.
And yet Nietes is right in front of him, and he can't land the punches.
Be offensively in control. He's landing 23.
He'll throw just a little bit more each round, until he gets the shots that he wants to get, and you'll look up and he'll either score.
Boring fight, a little bit one-sided, obviously, but if you like seeing a lot of it here. And it's
Well,
not
of
as
course.
though he's not moving his hands. Punches are flying.
The boxing cultures that spawned the fighters on the card, they've bent. That's what they're used to.
More risk-taking.
Exactly. That's probably the genesis of the booing. It might be louder in round 8 and 9.
I like what, I mean, I don't know, I see two guys throwing punches. Here comes Reveco. His hands are moving. NIETES' hands are moving. They're just also both playing defense.
Right now I'm focusing on leaks and a left hook.
Watching at home, that's something to look at. It's not always the flashy defensive move. And NIETES has done that this whole fight.
It's that they are the kinds of fighters that Argentine fans love to watch, and that he say could ever conceivably take place, and he's a go. So unlikely it's
even when their opponent.
And it's tough to give Reveco some type of game plan right now to get a real tough spot right now in this fight.
NIETES is hard to hit.
But NIETES is comfortable inside.
And Juan Carlos Reveco of Argentina landed 7 out of 53. Hard left hook by NIETES. Follows it up with,
In order to establish his rhythm, is making bigger motion.
And he'll stick a jab out, slow down. He'll put a hook to the face or a jab to the stomach just to let Reveco know, I see what you're doing, and I'm not going to let you get revved up and get started. And he's been doing that all night. But Reveco's doing the right thing right now. He's be willing to get hit.
But eventually in this fight, if it continues this way, you're right. Reveco, what he's doing, it's not working. It will be time to go to plan B.
Which he's been doing this round. He's had some more success.
that Reveco left hook is one of the best punches he's landed in the fight. But he had to eat 5 or 6 good punches just to get it.
Plan B oftentimes, as it involves some selling out, and it can hasten the fighter's demise. In order to give themselves a chance to actually win, they have to increase the odds that they get stopped or get beaten badly.
Two-fisted fighter, and he's aggressive, and he likes to throw a lot of punches.
That's the point.
One of James Toney's favorite expressions, too.
Nasaktan ni NIETES si Reveco sa kalagitnaan ng round 6 gamit ang isang malakas na kanan. Nasaktan ng husto ni NIETES si Reveco bago tumunog ang kampana. Suray-suray na bumalik si Reveco sa kanyang corner. Sa nakita natin ay walang pagkakataon si Reveco na makaligtas sa sunod na round.
And now the between rounds clock has stopped.
Reveco got hurt with something at the end of that round.
Something short. Short right hand, and I believe it was a left hook that followed.
He looked out on his feet, Andre.
He wasn't.
Here's a replay.
Here we see NIETES squat down. He's looking. Short right hand. Missed the left hook, but that right hand had Reveco out on his feet. He's out right now. And NIETES knows it, and he's coming back after this round to try to finish the show.
And now the between rounds clock has stopped.
Short right hand from NIETES right on the button.
Now the between rounds clock is going to roll again.
That's why
Sa pagsimula ng round 7, tumayo si Reveco sa kanyang corner na mahina ang mga paa at agad siyang bumagsak sa isang malakas na kanan mula kay NIETES. Matapos nakabangon si Reveco, inutusan siya ng referee na si Edward Hernandez Sr. na lumapit ngunit hindi niya nasunod ang mga tagubilin. Ang laban ay pinahinto ng referee. Ang opisyal na oras sa paghinto ay may 53 seconds sa round 7.
His corners allow him to continue. His legs are not obeying his brain.
Questionable for everybody, and now somebody in the corner is waving a white flag, and intelligently so. What's the point?
that would have ended ugly if they let that continue.
Guys, he didn't even need that final knockdown. When you saw him come out.
Here's another look at the end.
So NIETES knows that Reveco's hurt, so now you start to see him put some power behind those punches. He commits more knowing that Reveco's hurt. He closes the distance, he goes to the body with both hands and tries to finish up top. And Reveco's done. He's finished.
No, Andre, we saw a good young fighter a couple months ago, Tevin Farmer, get robbed on our air. And fighters like Tevin Farmer should watch NIETES because he is the culmination of experience on top of the kind of talent and skill Farmer has. He is the end game.
Let's go to Michael Buffer for the final details on all of this.
Nakatuon si Reveco sa volume of punches sa round 1 mga tol hanggang round 4. Ngunit naharang ang kanyang mga suntok at marami rin ang hindi tumama. Inilagan ni NIETES ang mga suntok ni Reveco at tumama din ang kanyang mga counters. Talagang may karga ang mga binitawan ni NIETES na tumama kay Reveco. Kaya dito pa lang makita natin mga tol na hindi siya pwedeng tumagal sa mga suntok ni NIETES. Kaya malaking tsansa ang pagbabalik champion ni NIETES mga tol kung sakaling ganito ang kanyang maipakita kontra sa mga kasalukuyang champion sa division. Salamat, mag-iwan na lang kayo ng comment, like at subscribe at paklik na lang ang bell icon para ma-update kita sa mga bago nating videos araw-araw. At shoutout rin dito sa ating mga kaboxing.